Okay, now this is section 12.1, a goodness of fit test. He will give you information about a given distribution of items, and then he'll ask you if this distribution is still valid or not. Let's read the question. A bakery claims its sales are distributed as follows: 50% cake, 30% cookies, and 20% pastries. So this is how the bakery think that their sales are distributed. They sell 50% in cakes, 30% in cookies, and 20% pastries. On a particular day, the bakery recorded the following sales. Cakes are 60, cookies are 40, and pastries are 20. Those values that are given to you guys are called the observed values. Now, test the claim that the observed values distribution matches the bakery's claim. In order to solve a goodness of fit test, we need the observed values and we need the expected values. The expected values are what come out of the percentages. We have a total of how many cookies? Sales 60, 40, 100, 120. If the claim is still valid, we should expect 50% to be cakes. So that will be 0.50 times 120, which is 60. Then 30% to be cookies, and 30% of 120 is 36. And then 20% pastries, 20% of 20 is 24. We need the observed values and we need the expected values to run the test. Here's how you state HO and H1. In HO, you always say the distribution given is as claimed. And then here in H1, you say that the distribution is not as claimed or the distribution has changed. You can put the word has changed. Distribution of what here? Of sales. We're going to find the test statistic, which is called chi-square, and we're going to find the p-value, and we're going to try to compare the p-value with alpha equal 0.05. How do you do that using StatCrunch? Let me show you. Okay, let me just get rid of this. You can pull this variable 4 again. Okay, I'm going to put the data so you can see it. You put the observed in one column, which are what? 60, 40, 40, and 20. Then you put the expected values in the other columns, which were what? 60, and we got 36, and we got what? 24. And let's show you how to run the test. You go to Stat, Goodness of Fit Test. It's right here. That's section 12.1. Chi-square test. Observed. You see, he wants the observed value. I put him in observed. He wants the expected. I put him in expected. And that's it. I can hit compute. And look, guys, we need the chi-square, which is 1.111. That's a chi-square test. And the p-value will be 0.5738. Since the p-value is bigger than alpha, you fail to reject HO, and the claim happened to be in HO, guys. So you say, if the claim is in HO, this is what you say: there is not enough evidence at the 5% level of significance to reject the claim. You use the word reject when the claim is in HO. If you ask me, how do I know the claim is in HO? Look what it says. Test the claim that the observed sales distribution matches the baker's claim. HO means the claim is still as is, it did not change. So you say there is not enough evidence because the p-value is more than alpha. There is not enough evidence to reject the claim that the observed sales distribution matches the bakery's claim at alpha equals 0.05. How do you do this? Using your calculator. Let me show you. You're going to have to put the observed values in L1 and the expected values in L2. And whether you use StatCrunch or the calculator, you have to do some calculations here, guys, for the expected values. You take the percent of the total, and then percent of the total right here. Okay, so let's show you how to use the calculator in here. So you go to stat, enter. Okay, scroll up, clear, enter, and we enter the values 60, 40, and 20. Then we go to the next test, accept. We enter the values again. We have 60, we have 36, and we have 24. Okay, I'm done here. So now you go to stat, tests, scroll up, and you can see the goodness of fit test, guys, right here. D. Enter. My observed values, I put them in L1, yes. My expected values, and put them in L2. Let's go back. Degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom is number of categories minus 1. We have 3 categories here, and if you minus 1, it will be 2. I'm sorry. I made the calculator small so it fits on the screen, but that's causing a problem here. But that's okay. I'll be careful now. Calculate. And look, guys, we got the same answers, 1.111 for the test statistic, and p-value is 0.5738, which is more than alpha. You fail to reject HO, and you say the same conclusion.